Gee, I sure do love hearing the same conversation oh, hi, I didn't see you there. So, while the game reinforces yet again that we need to take a transfer to Neo Arcadia, gee, imagine that. We can't walk there. We're not located right next to Neo Arcadia. Who knew that we weren't located right next to our enemies? Oh man, biggest plot twist of the game right there. But anyway, now that we're done with that, it's time to go to Neo Arcadia. There are some, conversations here, we can talk to people, but screw that, they probably need time alone, man, after that second attack. Plus, Zero has to prevent a third attack, so, and let's be honest, if anyone is going to be badass out there and do all the ass-kicking, it's gonna be Zero. There are no substitutes. So, our first steps into Neo Arcadia bring us this oddly calming music and kind of peaceful background. However, we are immediately assaulted by shin-eating wolves and those fucking eagle or vulture things, rather. So it's not all just a walk in the park. Though I must admit, I do like this song, even if I do find it a little unfitting for, the last few areas of the game, or at least two of the last areas of the game. This area can be relatively challenging. Like this area, these things can be kind of difficult to dodge. Now, there are about 3 sections here, and you'll know how they're divided in a minute, but there are also 9 cyber elves to collect here, and I'm not going to be getting them all in the first run, because while that other mission, the Stop the Hacking mission may have had more elves, the elves here are actually pretty difficult to get. I don't know if they're notorious anything, because I haven't asked around, I don't know anyone else's opinions on it, but to me, they are pretty much the most challenging and or tedious elves to get in the game. Actually, really, it's only one set of elves, and that's in the second section. I could get the elves over here, but my time score is going to be bad enough, thanks to these fucking vultures. Seriously, that's kind of a little cheap if you ask me, because it's like, hey, look at this vulture that you couldn't have possibly seen. Oh, it assaulted you from off-screen, that's too bad. Whoa, look at those statues! Holy shit, they are posing! Oh, and also, they're actually alive. These guys are Pantheon aces, and they're basically just enemies. I guess they're considered bosses because we have the misfortune of being locked in a room with them, but they don't even get their own health bars, man. All the other bosses just look at them and they're like, dude, you aren't fucking bosses, you don't even have health meters. I guess you could say these guys are posers. Anyway, once you kill one, I think the other gets a slightly more difficult pattern, maybe. I really can't tell. Anyway, in the second section we are actually introduced to some new enemies. These copter enemies can shoot you and drop bombs on you, and they can be killed in 2 ways. As you can see, I'm chopping them in half, but if you kill their little helicopter propeller things, they're called propellers, Aaron, remember that, it's important. Also, that's important right there. But anyway, if you kill their propellers, as you can see it was falling towards the ground on its own. If you destroy their propellers, they'll just sort of lie there on the ground, motionless. They'll try to attack you, but, really, the real difficulty comes from, just feeling pity for the poor guys. Alright, well, this guy is slightly more of a boss. He's actually got a health meter, but, still, he's kind of whatever. He doesn't talk. He's rather easy. Not much of a reason to get worked up. He's also weak to electricity, if you didn't notice, because, I bet it's difficult to notice that, but before we kill him, I will note that his name is Asura Basura. Why you might have cared about that, I don't know. To be honest, I didn't even know he could do that last attack. But, whatever, I somehow chopped off all 4 of his arms at once, even though they were on his opposite sides of his body, but, I'm Zero, so I can badass like that all I want. Now, here we are in the final section of Neo Arcadia Shrine, and this is probably the worst one. You want to know why? Where'd that bullet come from? It came from an invisible block. That's right, invisible blocks. And not only that, they couldn't just stop at being invisible blocks, oh no. They have guns strapped to the bottom of them. So they dick you over both by being invisible blocks, and they have little guns added to the bottom of them, just out of spite, really. I mean, that's just spite, it's gotta be. Capcom knows everyone hates invisible blocks, so make them worse by having them actively trying to kill you. Also, in addition, I'm pretty sure you can't wall jump up them. I mean, I've tried. You can't unless you have to, I don't know, have some really good timing or something. I don't know, I've never been able to do it. Pretty sure it's impossible, but maybe I'm just crazy or something, but actually that wasn't so bad. Once you get the pattern down, it should be no problem, and here we are at the actual boss, finally. I will not remember your name ever. I'm sorry, but, A, it's kinda confusing, and B, despite being the most powerful boss in this stage, I still don't care about you that much. I mean, he's one of, well, not Master Hypera's, but he's one of Hypera's dudes, and, well, we fought Aztec Falcon before. This guy kind of feels like he should have been, like, the first boss we fought, rather than Aztec Falcon, because he is so much easier than Aztec Falcon is. How he got assigned to guard Neo Arcadia, I don't know. See? Dead already. You did a good job there. You got sliced in half. For the glory of your country, though, so there's something. Luckily, there's actually a server right here, so we don't actually have to move on to the next section quite yet. We can rest, get some health back, and of course see our rank, which I've got a bad feeling is going to be kind of bad. Got a bad feeling that it's going to be bad. Oh man, that's not redundant at all. But yeah, not so bad on time, but I did take quite a bit of damage there. Though to be honest, I'll be, you know, I wouldn't exactly be, ooh, geez, 25 damage. I wouldn't exactly be disappointed if I lost my A rank for reasons that will become obvious later, but, you know, I kept it, so that's good, I guess. Well then, that sure was nice. Seal really cares about us, man. But anyway, that's not quite the end of this just yet, cause of course I need to collect those other Cyber Elves, so let's go do that. Oh god, the vultures, they're everywhere, and extremely talkative. Also, I still can't believe I called them eagles, that was dumb. Anyway, this first Cyber Elf over here is pretty much the easiest one to get in the stage. It's easy to find, it's easy to get to, and not only that, you get 2 Cyber Elves for your troubles, so yay for that. Alright, this next Cyber Elf is not easy to get. Trust me on this one. You know how I don't like the triple rod? Well, we have to use the triple rod again. Not only that, we have to use it for a function that isn't normally used. I mean, it's a neat little thing, and it's kind of neat when you first see it, but actually having to use it is a pain. You have to do this. It took me so many attempts to get that right, it's not even funny. It's a pain to pogo off enemies, especially when you're shooting at you. Also, Triple Rod does not get the honor of getting that last box open. Because you know what? Screw the Triple Rod. I hate it. And I'm glad that it dies and it never returns. Thank goodness for that. Alright, this next Cyber Elf can be tricky to get, but it's nowhere near as difficult. You just gotta drop down and do this. Of course, you can also land on the platform, but that takes quite a bit of skill to do, and it's a lot easier to break it open. However, you do have to wait a moment for it to gently float down to you. Also, look at that. It kind of looks like it has a heart in it. How cute. Alright, this last one is in the 3rd section of the stage. How you're supposed to know this is here, I don't know. And not only that, make sure to jump off around there, because the platform, given the background it's on, it does turn around, and you probably won't notice when it does. Not a tricky Cyber Elf to get, but I don't know how you're supposed to know it's there. But then again, after a while of checking, I suppose you just start jumping off cliffs, don't you? Anyway, that that's all the Cyber Elves for this stage, and there are only 3 more left to go, so that's pretty cool. Next time, we're going to continue our assault on Neo Arcadia, get those last 3 Cyber Elves, and, well, not much else than that.